The Dick Van Dyke Show, a beloved sitcom that aired from 1961 to 66, remains a timeless classic cherished by audiences for its witty humor, endearing characters, and innovative storytelling. Join us as we explore the fascinating world behind the camera and uncover some secrets and stories that made The Dick Van Dyke Show a cherished part of television history. Inspiration for the show. The Dick Van Dyke Show was created by Carl Reiner, drawing from his time as a comedy writer for shows like Your Show of Shows and Caesar's Hour. Reiner infused the show with his sharp wit and keen observations of the entertainment industry, creating a sitcom that felt authentic and relatable. The character of Rob Petrie, played by Dick Van Dyke, was named after Reiner's own son, Rob, who later went on to achieve fame as an actor and director in his own right. The iconic opening sequence. One of the most memorable aspects of The Dick Van Dyke Show is its iconic opening sequence where Dick Van Dyke's character Rob famously trips over an ottoman as he enters his living room. This moment wasn't just an accident, but a carefully crafted scene inspired by a real-life mishap. Carl Reiner had himself tripped over a similar ottoman in his home, and he decided to incorporate this incident into the show's opening as a way to kick off each episode with a burst of physical comedy. Van Dyke's athleticism and impeccable timing brought the scene to life, setting the tone for the light-hearted humor that would follow. Mary Tyler Moore's Capri Pants. Mary Tyler Moore's character Laura made waves on television by being one of the first female characters to regularly wear pants. Laura's wardrobe, particularly her stylish capri pants, was a departure from the traditional portrayal of women on TV at the time, who were typically depicted wearing dresses or skirts. Moore's fashion choices were not just a reflection of changing trends in women's clothing, but also a statement of independence and modernity. Laura's confidence and sophistication, coupled with Moore's natural charm and charisma, made her a trailblazing figure in the world of sitcoms, inspiring future generations of female characters to embrace their own sense of style and agency. Alan Brady's character. Alan Brady, played by Carl Reiner, served as the egotistical and demanding boss of Rob on the show. Alan was loosely based on Sid Caesar, for whom Carl had previously worked as a writer. Reiner drew from his experiences with Caesar to create a larger-than-life persona for Alan Brady, infusing the character with a blend of arrogance, charisma, and comedic flair. Brady's appearances on the show often provided opportunities for hilarious interactions and memorable moments, as his over-the-top personality clashed with the more down-to-earth antics of Rob and his co-workers. Rose Marie's involvement. Rose Marie, who played Sally Rogers, was one of the first female sitcom writers depicted on television. Her character served as a trailblazer, breaking barriers in a male-dominated profession and challenging gender stereotypes. In addition to her role as a writer, Sally was also known for her quick wit and sharp tongue, often engaging in witty banter with her male colleagues. Rose Marie's portrayal of Sally brought a refreshing and progressive perspective to the show, highlighting the intelligence, talent, and resilience of women in the workplace. Morey Amsterdam's comedy. Morey Amsterdam, who played Buddy Sorrell, was known for his quick wit and comedic timing. His character served as a joke writer on the Alan Brady Show within the show, often providing the punchlines that brought the comedy sketches to life. Amsterdam's background as a stand-up comedian and vaudeville performer lent authenticity to his portrayal of Buddy, and his ability to deliver rapid-fire one-liners and clever wordplay made him a fan favorite. Amsterdam's comedic contributions to the show extended beyond his scripted lines, as he often improvised jokes and ad-libs during filming, keeping the cast and crew on their toes. Ballet training for Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke's background in musical theater and ballet played a significant role in shaping his performance. Van Dyke, a skilled dancer and performer, brought a level of physicality and grace to his portrayal of Rob that was unmatched in TV comedy at the time. His training allowed him to execute elaborate physical comedy routines with precision and finesse. His agility and athleticism were often on full display, such as that opening Ottoman trip, showcasing his comedic timing and physical prowess. His background in dance also influenced his on-screen chemistry with Mary Tyler Moore, as the two actors effortlessly glided across the set in their playful and affectionate interactions. Continuity errors. Despite its critical acclaim and popularity, it wasn't immune to continuity errors. One notable inconsistency was the layout of the Petrie family house, which seemed to change from episode to episode. In some, the living room would be located to the right of the front door, while in others, it would be on the left. These discrepancies were often attributed to the limitations of television production at the time, as the show was filmed on a soundstage with limited space and resources. But despite these minor inconsistencies, the show's strong writing and performances allowed audiences to overlook such technicalities. Banned episode. Go Tell the Birds and the Bees is an episode from the 5th season that aired April 3, 1966. It revolves around the Petrie family's attempt to have the talk with their young son Richie about the facts of life. Rob and Laura find themselves grappling with the challenge of explaining the birds and the bees to their curious son in a way that is both honest and age-appropriate. The episode is notable for its comedic treatment of a sensitive subject matter and its clever exploration of the awkwardness and discomfort that often accompanies discussions about sex and reproduction. Rob and Laura's attempts to broach the topic with Richie are met with humorous misunderstandings and miscommunications, leading to a series of comical mishaps and misunderstandings. Despite its lighthearted approach, Go Tell the Birds and the Bees was considered controversial at the time of its airing due to its subject matter. Television networks and advertisers were hesitant to address topics related to sex and sexuality in primetime programming, fearing backlash from conservative viewers and advocacy groups. As a result, the episode was initially banned from airing in certain markets or subjected to censorship measures to remove or tone down its more risque content. But it has since become regarded as a classic episode of the show. Guest stars and celebrity appearances. Throughout its run, it featured numerous guest stars and celebrity appearances, from comedy legends like Danny Thomas and Sid Caesar to up-and-coming actors like Adam West. The show attracted a diverse array of talent eager to showcase their comedic chops alongside the talented cast. Innovative camera work and production techniques. One of the hallmarks of the Dick Van Dyke Show was its innovative use of multiple cameras and a live studio audience, which helped create a more naturalistic feel and added to the show's comedic energy. Unlike many sitcoms of the time, which were filmed on single-camera setups with canned laughter, the Dick Van Dyke Show was shot using 3 cameras simultaneously, allowing for real-time reactions and interactions between the actors. This approach not only enhanced the comedic timing and delivery of the performers, but also added to the spontaneity and authenticity of the show's humor. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of the Dick Van Dyke Show? Let us know in the comments section below.